And cue the, we're going with a big band. You hear the big band music I've got in the background?
I really enjoy a big
And
band.
then roll in the graphics.
Ooh, graphic.
And welcome to Let's Unpack Some Shit. I'm Tom Wise.
I'm Melinda McKinsey. I live in Brooklyn, New York. Where do you live?
I'm in Tarpon Springs, was just outside of Tampa, just north of St. Petersburg. I wish I could change the camera one day. I'm looking at a beautiful little pond. It's a gorgeous day. We've had a great summer.
Good. Very good. So how would you like to start today, Tom?
I've got an overload of topics. We're never going to get to all of them.
Okay. Good to know.
Should I read the list?
Yes.
Fresh tomatoes, X-ray feet, boys of summer,
Ooh.
women, testosterone, shark teeth, secret, argue the opposite, flowers,
Wait,
don't share music, and then Mr. Fix It or Fix It, Mr.
Okay, how many of those do you want to do realistically?
No, we'll do 2 of them.
Okay. And then I have men versus women, and I have subcategories, but it's just called men versus women. I have some thoughts on that. I have to do book reviews. I've mentioned it twice. There's 2 books I want to talk about. Yawn, I know you're tired. And I also want to talk about secret obsessions.
All right. Oh, by the way, ratings are down. 33 views last time. You may have to pop out a boob.
I mean, I don't know that that's going to help.
I'm not wearing any pants right now.
Oh, so see, I mean, I've got the cleavage. That should help. I've got a sloth in the background, and I've got my books.
Boom! Now we're getting some viewership.
Come on.
All right, what was the one you wanted to do first? You want to do the book review? You don't want to do. You want to do books now?
You know what? No, let's. I'll do that. My second topic. Let's start with something hard hitting. What's your hardest hitting topic you would like to discuss today, Tom? Let's just take it out.
Well, oh man.
Do a good one.
Okay, here's an interesting thing. I hate talking about stuff that everything's on Facebook and everything's, we all know the casual topics, all right? But I would challenge you as an intelligent person, okay?
Uh-oh.
If you're engaged with somebody on Facebook, the challenge would be to argue their position. Like if you're pro-Trump, then you argue anti-Trump with the same person. You agree with that same person. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to reverse our positions. I'm going to be pro and you be anti, or vice versa.
Do you think that would I mean, you tell me how that would work, because my brain is frozen on that. I don't know. I tried to put myself in that place. I'm like, I don't have enough of the feels or the information to do the other side.
Well, it's ever been on a debate team or debate club?
Sure.
So, the topic is
every relationship I've ever been in.
The topic is global warming. And then you're for it or against it. You just, reach into a hat and then you have to argue that position.
You're right.
But I think it'd be a good exercise for everybody to think about, okay, what if I was pro, anti the president?
Okay.
Can I flip, at least assemble some sort of argument for or against?
Yeah.
Just as an intellectual exercise.
Well, you just used intellectual exercise and Facebook in the same format, and I think that's where the disconnect is.
I'm an idiot. I just think that to also separate yourself from those raw emotions that people have while they're arguing on Facebook, right?
Yeah, the raw stuff is hard, and don't you think it's a combination? It's just a combination. It's the pandemic, it's job loss, it's security for the future, and then the political everyday.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
As an exercise. Give us a fun topic. That was just one I just had down there as a
That was super fun and hot. That was hot.
We're all laughing now.
So hot. Okay, let's talk about secret obsessions. You want to do it?
Ooh, yeah. I've got secret down. That was one of my topics too.
Oh, see, we like secrets, and I think
And you're gonna be so jealous when I get to mine.
Be jealous.
You will be jealous. That's a guarantee.
Okay, so let's talk secret obsessions. And when I say that, it could be at any level. It's not always sexual, but usually it is, because sex seems to be the thing people hide, right?
Of course.
Sex seems to be the thing that people don't really.
I'm wearing ladies' panties right now.
Yeah, people don't want to know about that. So, oh, you got a fly or something going on in there? Okay. Well, you're at the ranch, so that's gonna happen. So secret obsessions. You know how we're all voyeurs in the media, and we really like we like to read the story and go, oh well, they like anal beads or whatever, and then you're like,
Go
ha ha,
on.
you know. But I'm just saying, is there a secret obsession that you have that would greatly concern you? You don't have to say what it is. If somehow it got out in the public forum, that's the first part of the question. It's a two-parter. Do you have a secret obsession that if it came out into the public, you would have some concern?
The short answer is no, I do not.
Okay.
I mean, it's boring. I'm not going to say I wish I did or I wish I didn't, because sometimes if you've got some sort of secret obsession and, then you become chained to it. Like I can only date women who are going to want to, speaking of chains, like chain me up to the bed, and I won't be happy until that happens. So that might be a hard person to find that shares your obsession or live with your obsession. I don't know if I talked about way back when, a dating app, if you don't mind me to digress a little bit.
Digress. Dating apps.
So it's a dating app. Here's the problem with dating. You and I are dating, right? And we know what the bottom line is. We're dating at some point in the future. We'd have some sort of sexual relationship, right? I mean, that's why I don't date men, because I
What?
expect at some point to have sex with a woman I'm dating.
What?
If it's going well, not you and me, with this hypothetically, all right?
You, of course, everybody knows.
Of
If you
course.
like someone because sex is part of it. Yes.
Yeah, it's the underlying reason why we're all dating,
Yes.
or at least part of it.
Part of it.
So now we date 6-8 weeks, and finally we were getting comfortable with each other, and it's sexy time, right?
Okay.
Oh, I find out you've got a laundry list of things that have to be done before you're having sex. You got boxes of toys, you got magazines, movies, you've got situations and scenarios. It's like, wow, this is a lot to unpack. And I say, there's an app. We create an app that I've got on my phone that I write down all the things that are, on my must-haves, a couple of would like to have, and a few I'm never doing that, right?
Okay.
And then we touch our apps together, our phones, and then we examine each other's crazy stuff, and then the screen goes green or red or pink or light green, like potential, so we can get on with whether that is going to work before we go through 6-8 weeks of dating and only to find out that we're really sexually incompatible.
That's very interesting. Is there such an app? Because
It's in my own little brain. I thought this would be a great app.
the people that are watching this are going to steal your ideas.
I'll just edit that out. I'll just edit all the times I would say.
It's a great idea. Well, let me ask you this. You're saying 6 to 8 weeks. Is
Whatever.
there, but I'm just saying.
Well, we're both lying. It would not be 6 weeks.
No one's waiting 6 weeks.
6
I
minutes.
don't know any man that would be willing to invest in a relationship and not have sex for 6 weeks, which kind of breaks my heart. I don't think I would want to wait either, to be honest with you. That's a long time to wait for sex. Is there, a time frame? I mean, I don't know that I have found having sex too soon versus longer changes the relationship, because I think if you have sex on the first date, you may not have a long-term relationship. You could. I think it would be rare, but I like the idea of smashing those little sexy bits together to see if they work.
Right. I mean, that's always been an argument for men. It's like, oh yeah, I got to see if we're compatible. Well, that's just because they want to get in the sack. But I think there's a natural energy that exists in a couple that they both know naturally when it's time to get it on. Could be, 3 weeks, could be 3 days, could be 3 months. It all depends upon the pace and, what feels right.
Interesting. I like that a lot. I like that. I mean, I will tell you, I've been in a few relationships where, I talk about sex. So I'll say, look, here's my line. I'm not a fan of anal sex. Not a fan. And so.
Or fanny.
Or whatever you want to say it.
It's not even a pun.
And I've got a couple guys say, oh, me either. And then once you're with them for a while, they're like, well, do you just want to try? I was like, well, pretty much I said this at the beginning.
Yeah, you can't go back. No backsies on that.
I wasn't saving it as the ultimate gift for you by saying, I was saying it to be clear, because if this is your thing, I'd rather not spend time working up to that.
Right.
I've had it happen twice where I'm like,
Wow.
you said I was clear and you were so on board with the, yeah, me either, until you think you're going to break me down when I'm in a dark room with you. I'll go, you know what? I no longer have boundaries. You are so extraordinary that I will now let the flag fly, do whatever you want, because I'm so obsessed with you. Is that what men hope? Because what the actual
I
hell?
don't know. If you say you're not interested in that front, you can't circle back. Or maybe you could poke at it a little bit if that's what you're interested in, but you can't go forward with that idea.
No. So
That's no good. You know, I this is a secret. I went out with at least 2 women that was the number one position. Number one.
because they didn't want to get pregnant?
No.
Well, then I don't understand it. Everybody can do what they want. Good for them. I know a lot of models will do it because they don't want to get pregnant. That's kind of like
Right.
a thing.
But I mean, many folks feel that women aren't into that. It's like, oh yeah, a couple are.
Well, like any group, there's going to be different
Right.
choices along the way. And I'm not saying I'm the norm, but I am. I'm
Well, I'm
just
sure you are.
I'm just saying I'm not a fan. And the debate I've had with these men is, okay, imagine for a moment, just take a moment, if I shove something in your rectum, does that sound nice to you? Does that sound enjoyable to you? Is it something you want? And they're like, whoa, but it's different for men. Is it now? Bless you. And so that's my debate, is try to understand what I'm saying.
Of course, it's the same physical thing. Although there may be a couple of nerve endings attached to a woman that that a man may not have. You know, because something fun is nearby.
It's like the political stuff. People decide what they decide, and as far as secret obsessions go, I mean, I don't have a sexy one. I mean, I will say mine is really more about. I've talked about this. I'm an extrovert. And this is something a lot of people just don't know about me. I really do enjoy going out and talking to people. I'm put me at a party, I'll get conversation going. But when I'm not in that environment, I really don't like to talk to people. I really just want to be silent. I enjoy phone calls and stuff, but honestly, I just like being by myself.
Wait a minute. This is your secret obsession. So you introduce this topic that is, a little scintillating, and then now your secret obsession is, I like being by myself and having some quiet time. Whoa, we're blowing the lid off of secrets today, kids.
Excuse me, we just had a whole combo about anal sex, so don't be acting like
I introduced it.
I started the anal sex.
Oh, you're right. You did start anal sex. Pardon me. I take everything back. You're right.
So I was hoping with secret obsessions you would have like anal beads or something, and then I wouldn't have any pressure to talk about anything, because my obsession is I like being alone. I don't think people accept that or understand how important it is, if you like to be alone, to really literally not be bothered.
Wow, nice obsession.
I mean, and you're welcome. So.
All right. Speaking of secrets, are you ready to be jealous?
Yeah.
I'm gonna transition without even asking you what the next topic's gonna be.
Okay.
So I forget what it was, an email or a text on my phone about 2 weeks ago. All right.
Yes.
And it said, hey, we've selected you to be a secret shopper. I'm going, what?
Okay.
And then fill this out, blah, 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 blah. And for whatever reason, I fill it out. I go, I like chasing down the rabbit hole a little bit. I like to see what the pitch is, what the deal is. Where's the hook? How they're going to try to get into my bank account. Right. So I filled it out because I'm just curious that way. Yesterday in the mail.
What? For what? Explain.
3 checks for $820 each.
I don't understand.
3 checks came in the mail for $821 with this letter.
Are they real?
Huh?
They're real?
Are you jealous yet?
Yes.
These are legitimate checks.
Oh, I want to do it.
There's nothing on the back that says, if you endorse this check, we're going to blah, 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 firstborn. No, these are regular checks.
Well, how did you how does this work? I don't understand. What?
So now they want me to go out and go to 2 different stores,
Okay.
like a Publix or, whatever,
Yes.
and then just buy eBay cards. They want me to I need to spend $2,000 on eBay cards, right? Like prepaid cards.
Okay.
And then I get to keep $460 of the $2,460 that they sent me. And then I'm going to end up with 3 cards. We'll see what happens. I did a little check on the internet to see if this company was legitimate, and it did not come back yay or nay. Plenty of no's and a few yes companies that, yeah, this is a legitimate thing. But this particular company was not under any one of these, avoid or do it. So I can't see where there's a downside, and we'll see what happens. I'll report, and if it works, I'll get you in on the deal.
So what do you do with the cards that you buy? Who do they go to?
Then once you get the cards, you contact them again, and then then you send those cards to someone else. If someone else comes by the house, apparently it picks them up. It's crazy, but you get to keep $400 for all your trouble for doing whatever.
I'm
But,
interested.
of course you're in. But at the back end, there's a survey. Was the store clerk friendly? Was the place clean? So it's like a legitimate, 22 questions about the place.
You know what? In the 80s, I was a secret shopper, and I had to go to fast food restaurants and judge them on their drive-through time and different things. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was really fascinating.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was super easy to do, but this is different. I'm so curious because
You sure the word isn't jealous?
I already admitted I was jealous. I'm feeling all my other emotions now. Jealous already came out right at the top. Jealous. I am very curious.
Yeah, and when I introduced that topic, you said, "Oh no, I'd never be jealous." But yeah.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think you did.
No, I think I owned.
I love.
I said I'm jealous all the time.
Oh well,
I own.
we'll be able to check the tape.
Here's the thing with scams. IRS, all that stuff. It's time to pay. I know, right? I called the number. I got a regular IRS thing like I normally do. I called the number. I was on hold. I saved it in my phone. 4 hours and 5 minutes. But I'm in the process of paying stuff, so I have to stay on the line. And they keep saying, IRS, hold on. Okay, someone answers the phone. I'm very excited after 4 hours and 5 minutes, and they say, like, S&S shipping.
What?
And I go, excuse me, because I've been doing other things, but waiting. S&S or whatever, initial shipping. And I said, excuse me, I've been on hold for quite a long period of time. I'm calling for the IRS. I've been on hold for, oh no, we've gotten that a lot. I go back and I compare the number to the IRS. I go online. Is this a scam? Is it, because what's the scam? They didn't try to sell me anything. I think the IRS is messing with people because I got a thing saying, hey, we're looking at your payments. If you don't pay by this time, we're going to call it. Whatever.
Wait a minute. The IRS is messing with people? In what fashion? To what end?
I probably shouldn't talk about them because they'll destroy me. But what would the scam be? Because they didn't try to sell me anything, but I was on hold for 4 hours and they said it was a shipping company unless, here's my other thing. Could it be an IRS guy and he's just had it for the day, so he doesn't want to do his job, so when people get on, he just makes up shit so people will hang up.
That's insane.
4 hours, so I've got to call them again today, and you can't go online, you have to, so I don't know. So that was fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic from you.
Topic. I'm just going to go ahead and get to my books because I know
Please.
you're super excited about them.
We're 20 minutes in, 10 minutes to go in the show.
Stop. Okay. 2 books I want to talk about. You know this guy. If you have ever read him, he's fascinating. These are letters that he wrote when he was a kid all through childhood and about himself. So this is called Letters from an Astrophysicist. Really, really good. Neil, I never know the right way to say this. Do you know how to say, is it just deGrasse?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
deGrasse
right.
Tyson. I really highly recommend. And
Uh-oh.
I got to see, oh, Tom, what happened? You got disconnected? Okay, there you are.
I barely touched the cord and the whole thing went like this. It's crazy.
Your cords are like your women. They're very sensitive. So I got this book before the pandemic. It's called The Most Dangerous Animal because I'm always so curious about human behavior. It is by David Livingstone Smith. I highly recommend it. He just talks about why we are the way we are and how to do things. It's a really interesting read if you are interested in human behavior and kind of our history of where we came from and where we're headed. So
That looks very good. Very interesting.
those are it. Those are my 2 books. I had to get it in because I love books and I haven't been able to say any of my books.
Wow.
All right.
I read somewhere, wasn't able to confirm it, but I was on Facebook and somebody said that they took the DNA of a T-Rex and they put it inside of a chicken egg and somebody said that it was growing. It was crazy. I don't want to just say that without having to look it up, but that reminded me of that.
This will be the year we have the T-Rex chickens. This will
The
be
bucket of T-Rex.
Why not? Why not? Okay, so we still have to work in sexy talk and the tip of the day. What's your other thing? We can work that in 10 minutes.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm very proud of myself, Mr. Fix It or Fix It Mister.
Yes.
So I've been struggling with my reverse osmosis, water filtration by the sink.
Okay. Yeah.
And thank God for YouTube, because you get to a point that you're repairing something. It's like, let's just go to the YouTube. YouTube has now replaced everybody's dad, everybody's neighbor, everybody's grandfather. Because I'm like, I turn on the water, it would run for about 3 seconds and then it would start to dribble. And so I
what did you type into the search?
I typed in
that's
reverse osmosis, and I think it was tank, because I suspected that the tank was the problem.
Okay.
Anyway, you pressurize those tanks like you blow up a basketball.
Okay.
So the guy said the bottom line is the tank has to be empty for the thing to have proper flow. Well, my tank was full.
Okay.
So you shut all the system down. You take I'm sure everybody's fascinated. I took my electric powered air pressure machine.
Sounds dangerous.
It was. I'm always a little bit nervous about pressure and gas and blah blah blah. But I was able to activate it and push all the water out of the tank, repressurize the tank, get fresh water in it. Bob's your uncle. Everything's 100%.
Yeah, that's true. I recommend YouTube for everything except for how to get your ideas on political views, because I feel like here's the problem with YouTube, and I learned this from listening to different podcasts, is that they're still working on their algorithms. Right now their algorithms are set up like if you like cat ladies and you click on cat ladies, you're going to get more cat ladies. You're not going to get like dog ladies or elephants or anything else. And so YouTube
An echo chamber.
Yeah, YouTube has had a lawsuit where they're trying to change the algorithm so you have more options, because the problem that people are having right now is they go down a dark rabbit hole and then they start to believe because there's so much content there and they don't understand to look at all this stuff. But YouTube is great for like the things that you're talking about.
Sure.
Very
one crazy opinion reinforces the next crazy opinion, and so on and so on.
Because you don't, like us, you don't have to be legitimate to be on YouTube.
Yeah, we could say anything.
Anybody could be on YouTube. So yes. So okay.
Go ahead. What's your next topic? That was Mr. Fix It.
Thanks, Mr. Fix It. Sexy talk. What's the sexiest thing anybody's ever said to you?
Oh, I can't say that. My kids are watching this thing. I can't say it.
Can you allude to it? Really? So we can't?
No way. Just imagine. Well,
No, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I can't ask you that way, what is the sexiest thing someone said to you that you've remembered throughout the years? Like, it doesn't have to be, sexy can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Everything is like going to a different level.
No. Well, yeah. I think sexy talk is fun, and when it's really like when it's connected to something that's reality. It's like,
yes.
It's like if I'm trying to give a nice back massage, and somebody acknowledges the back massage,
yes,
verbally, then it's like, there you go. I'm trying to do something and you're responding in the exact way that I wish that you would respond.
Yes. That's good. I mean, and look how clean you kept it for your kids. Are your kids watching all the shows?
They're watching nothing, but somebody may stumble across something.
Somebody will.
There
Somebody.
is a there I do have there are limits. I know
Yeah. No, we should all have safe boundaries.
yeah.
I absolutely agree. I'll let you go on that one. You're free. You're
Yeah.
free to go.
No, but it's
Um,
been fun. You know what? It's funny this. I talked to my buddies about this. Talked to my roommate about this the other day. I
yeah.
said, if you're a person who's never really experienced the type of relationship where you can speak freely about just about anything in your mind,
Right.
there's sadness in it. And if you're a man and you've experienced this, and I would imagine the same thing for a woman, then you would like to get that again with somebody else.
Yeah.
And so that's why when people say, well, chemistry is key, chemistry is key. You know, you could be on paper, oh, you're both the same height, you're both live in the same area, you've got the same background. That's all building nice for a foundation. But
Yeah.
unless you've got that fun little, for me, fun little piece of chemistry, then it's
Yeah.
all like it's why bother?
Yeah. And honestly, from a woman's point of view, I will say, clearly chemistry is important to us, but I think a lot of us women, because we imagine a lot of stuff, I think we create some
What does
fake.
that mean?
Yeah. I think we create chemistry in our head that maybe isn't true because we're trying to build the man that we think we want. You know what I mean? So, for example, I meet you for a date and you say, "Oh, you look lovely," and I'm like, and in my head I start going, "Oh, he notices my appearance. I bet he likes my hair." You start doing the thing. And I think with chemistry, we do that too, where a guy will do something and then we make a story into, oh, I bet this because that. And I think that's where it's difficult with men and women, because I think you guys are pretty much solid and clear on that. Like someone says you're attractive and you go, I'm attractive. Want a drink? You don't like make a story in your head. You know what I'm saying? And I think women are different that way.
Yeah, you're probably filling in the gaps a little bit more than we are.
Fill in the gaps. We fill in the gaps to what we want them to be,
Right.
not necessarily what they are.
Exactly. Yes. And sometimes that's to everybody's, detriment. You're assuming things that really aren't true, whether it's a negative or a positive, it's something that may not exist.
Right. And yeah. And that's my life. And so how do we have any time left?
We've got
I
3 minutes left.
Okay. Do you by any chance have a tip for us for the tip for the day? Because I have heard that is something. I know your eyes are big, but you are used to working on live
All
television.
right, here we go. Here's the
Ready.
tip of the day. This is also one of my topics.
Okay.
Don't share your music too soon with your dates.
Yes.
And everybody can and exactly what you're thinking about is exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes. I have no argument.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely.
I tell a joke in my set and I don't finish it because I set it up so I think I set it up so well that when I get to the punchline, I don't even say the punchline because everybody in the place knows what the punchline is. And I say, you guys can figure that out, right? And that usually gets a bigger laugh than the actual punchline.
It really does. I will tell you, for the limited amount of time I did stand up, when you have those moments, there's nothing greater than the audience getting you and you have this rapport, nothing greater. And then you try to achieve it every time. And
Right.
it's
But
very,
yes, I concur. But what's fun about that is usually you want the punchline to be kind of an aha moment or like, oh, I didn't see that coming. But this is like, we're all going to get there together. And,
yep,
and the premise is funny and the punchline is obvious and it's really funny too.
that is a good time. I love really good stand-up comedy. Really,
I
that's
miss it.
right. Oh, I
Yeah.
bet you do. Have you considered maybe doing them from remote, or is it
I,
too hard to?
it just, you got to have the feedback.
Yeah, no, why don't we do a Zoom one night and you do your stand up and we have like 10 people? We could do that and then you can hear.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I
I'll take
released, I
that.
really,
Yes.
I released I released a 5 minute spot on my spot way back when, and I think in April when people were first locking down, everybody was
Yeah,
scrambling to try to keep entertainment alive and blah 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 blah.
yeah. The only thing I've ever shared in my stand up, do you remember when we went to Dina's coffee shop a few years back.
Yes.
Crow, crow,
Yeah.
Black
Black
Crow.
Crow. Yeah.
And someone who hadn't seen my stand up said, "Oh," and I go, "Well, I've got this like video," and I felt very uncomfortable because I guess my thing was, well, you got to be there. You have, you know what I mean? I feel very,
I don't want to reward the lazy people. You want to go
yeah,
see a stand-up show, you should get out of the car, get out of your house, go drive somewhere, spend a few dollars.
I,
Otherwise, anything that's free is diminished.
yeah, I think you're right. And remember that when you're in a relationship.
And there's another tip. 2 tips from me.
Tip of the day: no relationships are free. You're welcome.
What was my old sign? I was thinking about what was the old sign up from What a Show?
The old sign?
I had an old sign off.
Oh, you did. Well, this
I'll
is
think about it.
embarrassing. I'm too caught up into this show about unpacking our shit that I
All right.
can't remember.
All right,
So,
we gotta wrap it up.
yes. So I'm Melinda McKinsey from Brooklyn, New York.
I'm Tom Wise. Thanks for allowing us to unpack some shit. Until next time. So it looks like we're doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the afternoon, and releasing releasing the show somewhere around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes. And we're accepting comments. And if you want to give us a thumbs down, be brave enough to tell us why. Because if you don't, then I think you're chicken shit.
All right, I'm gonna put my pants back on. I'll see you on. I'll see you Friday.
Bye.
Thanks, Melinda. Bye.